Hello, PSBA would like to take a few moments to break down the proposed Basic Education Funding Formula. The Bipartisan Basic Education Funding Commission proposed the Basic Education Funding Formula on June 18, 2015. Pennsylvania's education system is widely viewed as one of the least equitable in the nation and is currently one of 3 states to not have an education funding formula. So what is the proposed formula, and how will it work? First, let's look at the factors used for the calculation of the formula. Factors include student and individual district-based elements that take into account demographics, financial, and other differences that make each school district unique. The first student-based factor is student count. The formula will use a 3-year average of all students in attendance in each school district. This average is important because school districts can gain or lose students each year. Using the average helps to neutralize the effects of attendance spikes or drops in any given year. The next student-based factor is poverty. The formula will recognize specific student needs based on level of poverty. The third student-based factor is charter school enrollment. The formula uses a weighted number based on how many of each district's students attend a charter school. The last student-based factor takes into account students in a district whose first language is not English. The Commission recognized these students often require extra teachers and specialized classes. Next, we'll look at the school district-based factors. The first is sparsity and size adjustment. The formula will consider rural districts with small enrollments and population sparseness. The next district-based factor is median household income compared to the state median income. This will allow the formula to gauge which districts may need more funding by looking at income levels of people living in the community. The last school district-based factor is tax effort capacity index. Put simply, this measures how much revenue a school district raises based on local tax revenue and median household income. This is then compared to the statewide median household income. Adjustments are made for excess spending by a district. Now that we know the factors, let's take a look at the formula. First, the formula takes the 3-year average for student attendance we talked about earlier. Then it adds a weighted number accounting for students in acute poverty, and another for students who live in poverty, and for students in concentrated poverty, and for English language learner students, and for students who attend a charter school. You add that all together, and you get the weighted student head count to apply to the overall formula. Seem confusing? Let's break down the formula even further and take a look at a specific school district. We'll be looking at the Harrisburg City School District, and for this example, we will use the governor's $400 million proposal for basic education funding. First, we take Harrisburg's 3-year average ADM. Then we add in their poverty weight, poverty concentration, English language learners, charter school weight, and finally, we add in the sparsity and size adjustment. All of this equals the district's new weighted student count. Now we take that weighted student count number and multiply it by the median household income index for the district. We then multiply that by the sum of local tax effort index. The final number is the school district's weighted and adjusted student count. We now take this district's weighted and adjusted student count and divide it by the state weighted and adjusted student count for Pennsylvania. The final number is then multiplied by the total basic education funding dollar allocation. The final school district dollar allocation for Harrisburg City School District would be $4,952,292. It is important to keep in mind these dollars are new money on top of what the district will already be receiving. The basic education funding formula only deals with new money being proposed for school districts. We hope you find this information useful, and the information makes the basic education funding formula easier to understand. For additional information and updates on all things education, please visit us at psba.org or follow us on Twitter @PSBA or @PSBA Advocate. Also, like us on Facebook at Pennsylvania School Boards and PSBA Parent Advocacy Network.